I'ma meditate it out like it is what it is. I got problems now that the liquor don't fix. Fuck what happened then and the shit is coming next. My head on myself like it is what it is.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing
fantastic.
Thank you for coming. So basically, I'm just going to tell you a couple things that I've learned in my first year as a professional model. If you don't know, I'm signed to Chadwick Models Australia. I got signed almost exactly a year ago. It was like mid-December. It's been fun. It's been a trip. It's definitely not what I expected. There's so many different things that you wouldn't even consider before you like get into the professional modeling world. I'm here to spill the beans. I'm here to tell you some trade secrets. But it didn't come from me. But before I begin, if you haven't subscribed, click the button, make it go from red to gray, and feel free to follow me on my social medias if you want to keep up with my life. Follow me on my art Instagram, my normal Instagram, my Twitter if you want. And yeah, let's get into it. First thing that a lot of people probably don't know about, nude underwear. Nude undies will be your bread and butter for the remainder of the time you're modeling. Bro, if you don't have nude undies, just go home. Basically, when you go to shoots or when you go to a show, you have no idea what you're gonna be wearing. You don't know if it's slightly see-through, you don't know whether it's completely see-through, so you wanna wear nude undies so it doesn't like shine through whatever you're wearing. Because obviously, as a model, you're kind of supposed to be a blank slate. The focus isn't supposed to be on you, it's not supposed to be on what you're wearing. Well, it is supposed to be on what you're wearing, but it's not supposed to be on your clothes. So you need a nude bra or a black bra if you're dark skinned. I have a black bra. I can't find a nude bra that fits and is also not $200, so that's just where I'm at right now. I also have nude undies. I'm just telling you guys this so you don't go to shoots or whatever wearing like fluorescent pink underwear, because they will send you home and you're not gonna be happy about that. So get some nude undies. Second thing I would recommend, especially if you were thinking of joining an agency, go on Instagram, find photographers, follow photographers, even DM photographers. Ask them if they would like to do a TFP shoot, which means time for prints. Basically, you give your time, the photographer gives their time, they get photos for their portfolio, and you get photos for your portfolio. So it's kind of like a trade. No one has to pay anybody. It's fun. It's kind of weird how before you start modeling, you have to pay the photographer to shoot you, but after you start professionally modeling, you get paid to shoot with the photographer. It's a bit weird. Basically, if you can get TFP shoots, so you don't get signed and have to pay upwards of $1,000 to get your portfolio started. I done a couple shoots before I got signed, and I had a portfolio ready to go. It wasn't the most amount of photos, it was about 12 photos, which is really all you need. And I had it started and I didn't have to pay extravagant. Let's use that one. I didn't have to pay extravagant amounts of money to get started in modeling, which was nice. Before you get signed, the more professional photos you have, the better, because once you get signed, it will show companies the range of things you can do. Number 3, take classes. Now, classes aren't for everyone. I know some girls who are just insanely good at everything, shooting, walking, but they never took classes. But then again, a lot of them have been modeling for 6 years to get up to the skill level they are. If you want to speed up that process, go to classes. I've been doing classes for a year. I did my assessment, passed it. We did great in that, and now I'm done with classes. I probably won't ever have to do them again. So that's just a thing to consider if you think your walk needs work, you're a bit uncomfortable shooting photos, do some classes. Mine were only $10 per session. I'm sure you can find ones around the same price wherever you are. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. The people who teach you will have extensive experience in modeling. I had to learn a bit of acting. They had actual actors come in to our studio to teach us, and they really just want you to have the best of the best. They just want you to have as much knowledge as you can possibly gain. Next thing that's really important to just get into your head before you start modeling is that you will be rejected. There is no perfect model that has never been rejected in their life. No, you will be rejected. You will have a lot of no's, but you'll also have a lot of yeses. And you really just need to learn to not take the no's personally, because it's not personal. Sometimes you're just not the look that they're looking for, but other times you will be the look that they're looking for. You need to realize that there's no one that looks like you. There's no one that looks exactly like you, and there's no one that can offer exactly what you have to offer. So you will find the companies that absolutely love your look, and you never know where it'll take you. Next thing, do not be afraid to look stupid. Oh my gosh, when you get out on the runway, don't be like, oh, I can't strut like Naomi Campbell or Giselle Bundchen because I don't want them to think that I think I'm a hot shot. No! Shout out Cheetah Girls, strut like you mean it. Get out there and just give it your all. What do you think is going through the minds of the top models when they're on the catwalk? They're not thinking, oh, let me not take strides that are too long because I don't want people to think that I'm too cool or I'm trying too hard. No, try too hard. That's the point of it. You're supposed to look elegant and classy when you're on the catwalk, so just give it your all and go for it. I remember I was doing this runway show and it was very Victoria's Secret inspired, and they were like, oh, just flirt with the audience and just be extravagant and wave and blow kisses to the audience. And I did a little bit of that, but I was thinking, oh, I should blow a kiss, but I don't want to be too extra. I don't want those people to think that I think I'm a hot shot. But then as soon as I got off the catwalk, I saw the footage and all the girls were doing that, you know, like every single girl was giving super Victoria's Secret, and they were clearly like not embarrassed or anything. Well, maybe some of them were, but I definitely could not see it. As hard as it is to do, and I know it's hard to do, I've been there, don't give a f what people think, just do you. Do you, boo boo. Next thing, if things go wrong, roll with it. This is especially needed when you're doing runway. If you are a model and if you decide to do it for several years, there is a high chance that you're going to mess up. You could be wearing a jacket and the jacket doesn't zip up. You could be walking in heels that are slightly uncomfortable and you slip. You could get to the end of the catwalk and want to flip your dress for the photographer and your heel is on the dress and you can't move it. Whatever happens, roll with it and pretend that it was supposed to happen. If you slip, get up, flick your hair and keep walking. Just keep doing it, because the people watching you, they know that you're just a person, and if you slip, it wasn't your fault. They will understand. So just get up. If things go wrong, pretend that it was supposed to happen. Next thing. Oh my gosh, this is something that I did not expect, but so many jobs will be super last minute. Sometimes they'll contact you 2 days before, sometimes they'll contact you the day before asking if you're free. Sometimes they will contact you 2 weeks before, which is my personal favorite. But you don't always get that privilege in modeling, and sometimes you will miss out on really cool jobs. Like I remember I missed out on potentially being in this really cool advert because the casting day was the day they called me, and then the actual shooting day was on the day of my exam, and I was just like, oh no. And girl, the pay would have been nice, but things are super last minute. And on that note as well, things may get canceled. A lot of the times they'll text you being like, okay, this is the place, this is how long you're gonna be staying there, and this is the pay, but it's not confirmed yet. And sometimes it may be canceled, or you may just straight up not be chosen for it, and that's just the way it is. The industry is very unpredictable. I assume it'd be more unpredictable for me because I'm a newbie, and the modeling industry where I live is super small, so I assume it'd be a lot different in somewhere like New York. Probably a lot more unpredictable now that I think about it. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, perfectly planned out, you know what you're doing a month in advance. No. No. Next thing to know is that you might have to make a lot of investments. That includes photos. Like I said, you might find yourself spending upwards of $1,000 to get photos taken, get a physical portfolio, which is something that I really need to do. It's so expensive though, but I'll get there eventually. To buy heels, a lot of the time they'll be like, okay, bring your own heels, bring a bunch of nude heels, bring a bunch of black heels, and we'll choose which one you wear. You usually need a good variety of those. Make sure they are comfortable, because those are the only scenarios where you get to choose what shoes you walk in, and you don't want to buy uncomfortable heels, but it will come back. It will pay itself off as long as you keep going. Don't worry. Next thing, read your damn contract. Read your contract. I read mine over and over, and I asked a ton of questions just so I understood everything, because there were a few things I was like, I don't know about that. But then I asked them and then they clarified, if you're super litigious, get a lawyer to read it over for you. If you have a lawyer brother or mom or dad, even better. I do not. Yeah. Read your freaking contract, bro. Be wary of creepy photographers. If a photographer is asking to shoot with you and you go on their page and you're not comfortable with the kind of stuff that they photograph, just don't do it. Find another photographer, or maybe ask the models that the photographer has shot, ask them about their experiences with them. If someone asked me that question, I'd be very open to tell them about my experiences with certain photographers, because I want other people in the industry to have the best possible time they can. I want the industry to be as positive as possible, and if that's having other people ask me a bunch of questions, then I'd be more than happy to. I have this one girl who I'm literally constantly asking questions, but she's so cool. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to reach out to the peers, especially those that are signed with your agency. Next thing, this one is personally so hard for me. Try to get yourself out there and talk to people, make friends with not only models, but with the photographers, stylists, etc., etc. It'll just make things more comfortable for you, especially when you go to shoots and you know someone there, you have someone that you can sort of, you know, break into the space with, so it's not so weird and awkward and your personality isn't stiff. That's super hard for me because I get so painfully awkward around people I don't know. Legit, I'd be just sitting in the corner while the models are just chilling and talking. It's so awkward. But I'm trying to get better at that and just breaking out of my shell and trying to be myself when I'm around these people. But also, speaking from my experience, making friends and switching Instagrams and stuff with photographers and stylists, it has given me the opportunity to do other jobs. And I'm not saying that you should make friends with someone for the purpose of social climbing or, you know, getting other jobs, but if you want to break into an industry, it is always good to just know as many people as you can. But for the right reasons, I beg. Don't start making friends just to drop them when you realize they can't do stuff for you. Please, oh. That's not what I'm saying. Great. Glad that we've cleared that up. Next thing, which kind of sucks, is that your physical attributes will be critiqued. Unless you're perfect, like you look like Naomi Campbell, or what's that really hot Victoria's Secret model called? Adriana Lima. Unless you look like Naomi Campbell or Adriana Lima, your physical appearance will be critiqued. For me, it was my teeth. I've got Invisalign in, and my teeth are way more structurally sound and just straighter than they used to be. My teeth were all out of whack before. That was the first thing they mentioned. They were like, smile, and they were like, oh, your teeth, they're a bit wonky. They literally just like dug into my teeth, and it was two of these agents, and I was just like, oh, cool. But I wasn't offended because it wasn't anything personal, and honestly I probably also wasn't offended because I did used to really hate my teeth. I will say a lot of the things that we do critique ourselves about, that's what they want in the industry. These little things that make us different, that make us stand out, that is what they want. Bro, I used to be so insecure about my lack of breastises. But bro, nobody cares. That's what they want. And also I did used to be really insecure about my teeth. And one thing I will say is that being signed, that really pushed me to save as much as I can and get these Invisalign. And I am so beyond over the moon that I did. So yeah, that's just some things to be wary of. Not everyone can handle that critique, so just be wary of that. The next thing is comparing yourself to others is fruitless, because like I've said, you have your own unique look. There's no one in the world that can offer a company what you can offer them. So bask in that and just be confident with it. She's hot, she's hot, she's hot, she's hot, and I don't look like any of them, but I look like me, and I'm also hot. Just say that to yourself over and over again, because working with models, you're constantly among hot ass people, so just keep it in mind. You're hot and you're different. Next thing is to take inspiration from the models you like. Before I go on any runway show, I make sure that at least during the days of the week before that I'm walking to and from my hallway, barefoot, in heels, whatever. I take that big ass, well, it's not that big. I take that mirror to my sitting room and I just walk back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes I even video myself, and a lot of the times I will take inspiration from models that I like. I love watching Naomi Campbell, even though her walk is very extravagant and a lot of the time we can't walk like that on stage. It just gives me energy and it gives me inspiration, and I do take inspiration from her. Giselle Bundchen has the most perfect walk ever, so I tend to watch her as well. For that show that I did that was super Victoria's Secret inspired, I was just watching Victoria's Secret shows, looking at the little poses they did, just taking inspiration from stuff like that, and it's so much fun. It feels like I'm kind of making a collage in my head of walks that I like, and when you finally go on stage, you're like, okay, I've got this, I've got this in the bag, got it in my head, it's gonna be good. So yeah, take inspiration from models you like, but also you need to be individual. Your walk doesn't have to look like Naomi Campbell's. It doesn't have to look like Giselle Bundchen's. It doesn't have to look like Adut Akech's. You want to look different. You don't want to look like the next girl. You don't want to look like the girl in front of you. You don't want to look like the girl behind you. So if your walk is a little bit different and it's a little bit weird, once again, bask in it. It's you, and there is no one else like you. Last but not least, just have fun with it. Modeling is a creative job. Sometimes you get to collaborate with the stylist, sometimes you get to collaborate with the photographers. It can be so much fun, and TBH, it makes you feel like a bad bitch. Like, bro, I'm a model. I'm just trying to take myself less seriously and just have more fun with things. So yeah, that was the video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was somewhat informative. I'd say that I low-key spilled some tea. A lot of these things I did not know before I started modeling, so you're welcome. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a like. And don't forget to follow me on my social medias if you want to. They will be at the end of the video and below. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
Like it is what it is.